Hello and welcome to another Mad Hatter review. It's late. It's real late. What is it? It's 1 a.m. Okay, I can't sleep, so I got a few things I can do. Okay, I can be productive. Maybe, I don't know, do some writing. Maybe draw a picture. Maybe do something. Or I can make a video. Okay. Well, doing a video is productive. Okay, this is productive. This is going out to the world. Okay, what's more productive than that? So, I've been kind of sitting on this list that I wanted to do for a while, which basically is movies that should have a dedicated toy line to them. So, what do I mean by a dedicated line? So, something akin to what NECA is doing with the Ninja Turtle movies. It's not just the Turtles they're making Shredder, they're making Casey Jones, they're making all the ancillary characters. So that's what I mean, like something where it's pretty comprehensive and not just kind of like a one-off or like here's a figure here or there. I'm talking about you get enough figures to sort of satisfy your quota for the movie. Maybe you don't get like the dude who did a little quick cameo appearance, but you get enough. So that's what I wanted to do, and I got a list here. Okay, I have a list of 12. Why 12? Why not 10? Well, I'm not good at self-editing, so I couldn't cut it down. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do 12. So there's a few rules for this. When I say it has not gotten a dedicated line, I don't mean like Funkos. I'm talking about action figures. So, if there's something and you go, hey, Mad Hatter, there's a bunch of Funkos for that. I'm not talking about Funkos. I'm talking about action figures specifically, not statues, none of that. What else? Nothing animated. I'm going to do an animated list at some point if people like this list. Nothing giant franchise superheroes. No DC. All that shit is covered. No Star Wars. Just nothing that's been done in a huge capacity. Matrix is another one. There's been a lot of Matrix stuff, so I didn't put it on the list. Also, no horror in this list. I'm going to do another separate. Horror is its own separate genre. I'm going to do something separate for horror. So, let's get to the list right here. Again, this is my top 12 movies or movie franchises that should get a dedicated figure line. Number 12 is Legend. Okay, Legend, Ridley Scott movie. Okay, fantasy movie. Tim Curry plays Darkness, basically like the devil. Tom Cruise is in it. Jack, Green Man of the Forest. If you've seen this movie, it's a very, very visual movie. Ridley Scott, visual genius, and he came up with this film in the 80s. It's got unicorns. It's got Princess Lily. What's her name? Mia, forgot her name, Princess Lily. But you could do a Princess Lily. You could do a dark Princess Lily. There's so many. You do a Meg Mucklebones, if you remember that guy. Just looks like a total creep. And so, yeah, Legend. Lots of toy potential in there. Beautiful, beautiful movie. And I think you can get like 3 good waves out of that. Cat is going crazy over there in the litter box. So, sorry about that. Next up, at number 11, Bloodsport. Okay? Bloodsport, for all you action aficionados. Movie came out, like 88, 89 or something like that. Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. One of my favorite movies. It's basically like a tournament film. This guy, Frank Dukes, he's like, I gotta join the fucking Kumite. Kumite is like this sort of fighting tournament, and he goes over to Hong Kong and joins this basically this underground fighting tournament with a cast of all these crazy characters. One of them is the main villain, Bolo Young, plays a guy named Chong Li. Okay, you're next. Just fucks shit up. Okay, just big beefy dude, and he scared the shit out of me when I first saw that film. But they have all kinds of characters that they can make. All the different fighters. The guy who's taking the bets. Young Forrest Whitaker, he's like an FBI agent or something like that. Interpol, one of those things. The dude from Revenge of the Nerds gets his ass rocked and then has to kind of, he becomes buddies with Frank Dukes, and Frank Dukes, the Jean-Claude Van Damme character, he needs a lot of articulations because he's got to do the fucking splits and shit. So that one definitely needs, I think, needs a toy line. That is number where I already lost my place. No, that's number 11. Moving on, number 10. Okay, we've cracked the top 10. The Neverending Story. Okay, Neverending Story, another fantasy movie. You can kind of see where my head's at if you haven't seen it. Just a beautiful movie, directed by Wolfgang Peterson. It's just got all kinds of stuff. So you can get Falkor. Okay, Falkor is basically a big, giant flying dog that the kid rides in the movie. Artiu, you can get him. Bastion. You get Artak. Artak's the horse. Okay, and if you seen that movie and you know when they cross the swamp, you know what happens there. You've been traumatized like me. Congratulations, you need therapy. But there's all these kinds of fantasy characters. There's the little, forget the pointy ear elf-looking guy. There's the rock dude, rock biter, whatever. But childlike Empress as well. Lots of visuals in this movie, and you can get a few waves out of a line like that. So that is my number. What is that? How come I can't keep track of the numbers? Number 10. That's my number 10. Okay. Moving forward. Number 9. Beetlejuice. Don't say it a third time, okay? So, Beetlejuice. Oh, fuck, I did it. Great movie from the 80s. Tim Burton film. Michael Keaton, okay, playing the basically the villain in this movie. This couple dies, Barbara and Adam, and they move back to their house, but these sort of New York yuppies move in, and they want to get them the F out, okay, and they can't, so they got to call this dude Beetlejuice, or they're thinking about it. He's like a bioexorcist. You hire him, and he gets the living out of your house, but he's got fucked up problems, and he's just a little trickster, okay? All kinds of stuff happens, but one of my favorite movies, very, very visual movie, okay? You can do, obviously, Beetlejuice and Lydia and Barbara and Adam and the different faces they could do, and the Maitlands. But then there's the Land of the Dead, and he's in the DMV with the girl who's split apart, and then the guy who's hanging there and he's all flat, and the headhunter. You can recreate that whole scene right there. I mean, that alone, just a great opportunity for figures as well. So Otho's another one, just great characters, and there's this very, very visual movie. They need a dedicated toy. They've had a Beetlejuice figure. I think NECA put it out, just Beetlejuice, but you need the whole gang. Okay, so that was my number 9. Next up, number 8. Number 8 is Willow, another fantasy movie from the 80s, okay? Directed, this is a Ron Howard movie, but George Lucas sort of came up with I think with the story for this, but very, very visual film. A lot of people say it does not hold up. I have not watched Willow in a while. I think maybe they're making a series or something, but I'm talking about the movie. I also have a lot of memories of the old video game Willow as well. I remember being frustrated by that game, but a lot of characters you can make. Obviously Willow, General Kale, who just this giant hulking beast. He's got this skull hat. I always really liked that dude. The Queen Bevmorda, Mad Mortigan, Val Kilmer, Sorsha. There's a lot of people in Willow. What's the dudes from The Usual Suspect who's in that fancy getup or weird looking getup? I forgot that dude's name, but Willow is a classic sort of fantasy movie. You know, the little baby too. You can have that, but I can see them getting some good run out of the Willow license. So Willow, you're up there, and you are number What is that? Number 8. Number 7. This one is going to seem like an obvious one, and they've done figures of this, but I am going with Labyrinth for number 7. Only because I feel like they will release. It's always Jareth the Goblin King, David Bowie. They'll release him, or they'll release him, I think, in a hoggle, but then they stop. They don't go for it. I need somebody that's going to go for it. Okay, just going to go all chips in. So a Sarah, and different Sarahs. You need regular Sarah. You need ballroom Sarah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, within you. You need that whole thing. You need to recreate that whole masquerade thing. You need some masquerade guys too. You need a few of these Jareths. You need the worm. Somebody's got to come with the little worm. Obviously, Hoggle. I know they came out with a Hoggle, but a Ludo, Sir Didymus. You need the Babe. You remind me of the Babe. And all the fucking goblins, man. And then, the crazy junk lady with the junk on her back. There's a lot of stuff you can do. And this one is such a no-brainer. Oh, the dudes that pull off their heads. They have the song. Crazy Muppet-looking guys. But I don't know if there's something that's going on with the rights, because I feel like, why wouldn't you do that? By the way, I kind of looped in, Dark Crystal isn't next. Dark Crystal kind of like gets looped in with Labyrinth, so I didn't sort of put it on the list, but it's like the same thing. I'm wondering if there's some kind of rights thing, because for me, it's a no-brainer. You make Labyrinth, obviously a lot of people love that movie, so why not? But Labyrinth is number 7, okay? Number 6 is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, okay? This is a big one for me. This one was like, I feel like it's like one of the first, it can't be the first film I saw in theaters, but I really remember the theater experience, and I was like wild about that movie. It's probably a rights nightmare, okay? Because I think Disney owns Roger Rabbit, and then you have Looney Tunes characters in there, but, okay, you have a lot of human characters too, and I just think that would make such an awesome figure line. You have Eddie Valiant, you got Roger, you got Jessica Rabbit, you got Eddie's girlfriend, I forgot her name, the one that works at the bar. You have Judge Doom, okay? Hey, NECA, you already have the Christopher Lloyd sculpts. Get on it. Get some Judge Dooms out there. You can get Judge Doom. He's got to come with his cartoon face, okay? Cartoon Judge Doom. Maybe a flat Judge Doom. That's like an exclusive. The Weasels, all right? I used to love those weasels because they were fucking insane. Okay, you had the main weasel and the pink Eddie, that dude, and then you had the guy that spoke in Spanish, and then you had the fucking crazy dude in the straitjacket, and the one, yeah, they all just all laughed themselves to death, and then so you don't even have to get into like the characters that are high IP, like the Disney ones and the Looney Tunes one that kind of come later. Like, I'm just talking, if you couldn't get the rights to that, you could do, I mean, that core line is just, remember the big gorilla that's guarding the door? That guy's fucking kick-ass, man. He could be huge. But the gun with the bullets, all the bullets, little accessories. Anyway, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The baby. What's his name? I forgot. But the fucking baby, man. That's one of my favorite movies. It's a very, very inventive movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Find out who framed him, because it's sort of the point of the movie. But that is number 6. And now we're getting into the top 5, okay? It's very exciting. Hold on to your seats, okay? So number 5 with a bullet, and you'll see why it's with a bullet, is Die Hard, okay? Die Hard, seminal action movie prototype of all action movies moving forward since, okay? I do know that they made a John McClane. I don't like it. I negate that John McClane. I want it's redo time. And not only is it redo time, it's redo time with the whole gang, okay? John McClane, Hans Gruber, Hans's crew. I'll take that whole crew, okay? Blondie, long hair, Blondie's brother gets killed, ho, ho, ho. I got a machine gun now. The dude that eats the M&Ms, he's hiding. The guy who looks like Huey Lewis. All those guys are great. They got all their quirks. The dude who's opening the vault, the quarterback is toast. That guy. You need all the guys. The dude who's I'm forgetting the names. But what's the guy who? What's the dude? The limo driver. Fuck, I can't remember the name. I'll remember it right after this video is over, and then I'll get all pissed off. John McClane's wife as well. Okay, you need all those guys. What's the dude? Is it Ellis? The guy who's like, Hans Booby, and then he gets shot in the fucking brain. Spoilers. You need that. You need all these guys. You need the jerk-off captain from the Breakfast Club. You need the cop. What's Family Matters? I shot a kid. Dude, that. Someone just make that into a thing. Obviously, you can make John McClane figures. Why can't you make Die Hard? Okay. Johnson & Johnson, the FBI agents, no relations. Johnson & Johnson. I think we could solve this thing with about only 30% casualties. I could live with that. Just two jerk-offs, and then they, obviously what happens to them. Probably get a good 3 John McClanes out of this line too. So I'm all in for a Die Hard line. So somebody take the mantle, take the call, heed the call, because we need that. I'll even go bonus points for a Die Hard with a Vengeance. I don't really acknowledge the second one, but I acknowledge the third one, okay? And then I don't acknowledge anything afterwards. But Die Hard with a Vengeance, Zeus, okay? I didn't say, hey, Zeus, motherfucker. I said, hey, Zeus. You need that guy, okay? And you need, of course, Jeremy Irons. You need Hans Gruber's brother, Simon Says, okay? But I'm willing to just go with Die Hard if that's all I get. Who am I talking to? Who is anybody listening? Is it toy people? Are you listening? Somebody make this Die Hard line because I need it. Okay. Moving on to number 4. I'm getting excited now. Number 4 is Hook. Hook. Hook is one of my favorite movies. As a kid, Steven Spielberg film, 91, 92. I don't remember. I was a kid when I saw it. I think I saw it with my school, but it's basically a Peter Pan movie. Peter Pan grows up, forgets he's Peter Pan. Somebody steals his kids. He's like, where the fuck are my kids? Should I go to the police station? No, don't go there. A pirate from another world stole your kids. Go over there and go get them. He has to go back, and he realizes that he's Peter Pan. And then the Lost Boys got to kind of make him remember, and Tinkerbell's there, and she's Julia Roberts, and she's like, remember, stupid. And it's a very great movie. Robin Williams plays Peter Pan. Dustin Hoffman plays Captain Hook, and Smee's played by Bob Hoskins. But phenomenal movie, but very, very visual. I think Spielberg doesn't like that movie. It's okay, Spielberg. I like that movie. I love that movie. I'm all about Hook. So the Lost Boys, you make all the Lost Boys, I'll buy them, okay? Make Rufio. That is a must. Why do we not have a Rufio figure, okay? But yes, the Lost Boys. Maybe I'm going crazy. I'm like, you make a whole play set of the Lost Boys. That might be too much. Okay, this is it's not a niche movie, but at least the figures. I'll even take the Julia Roberts Tinkerbell. People didn't love her as Tinkerbell. I also didn't love her as Tinkerbell, but I'll take it. Okay, but I need Peter Pan, aka Peter Panning. I need Hook. Okay, because the Hook returns, or what did he say? The Hook remembers. I forgot what it was, but you can get you can get a bunch of pirates too. You can get a lot of juice out of Hook. So Hook is number 4. Number 3, one of my favorite movies is Demolition Man. Okay, Demolition Man, action sci-fi movie from the 90s. Okay. Sylvester Stallone plays Spartan, John Spartan, and basically in LA, he gets he's going after this bad guy, Simon Phoenix, played by Wesley Snipes, best villain. Maybe, I mean, it's got to be like top 10 villains of the 90s movies. Simon Phoenix. Anyway, he fucks up. He kills a bunch of people in a building, and they both get frozen. Okay, that's their punishment. We're going to cryogenically freeze you. And then somebody unfreezes Simon Phoenix in the future, and he's just going crazy in this weird LA. Okay, LA's all weird in the future. It's what is it? Is it Schwarzenegger's the president? I forgot who it is, but it's kind of, it's a little bit, it's not that far from like reality. I know there's a lot of things that kind of happen. Taco Bell is like a fancy restaurant. It's crazy. There's these underground guys. Dennis Leary leads them. But yeah, so Simon Phoenix is just running amok with his boys. He unfreezes them. And so, of course, movie logic says, we got to catch that guy. Who do we unfreeze to catch him? Well, you unfreeze his old nemesis, John Spartan. And they unfreeze. There's got to be a better word for unfreeze. Is it unfreeze? But they unfreeze him, and then he's John Spartan, and he goes. They thaw him out. I should say thaw him out. And then John Spartan just goes haywire in the future, trying to catch Simon Phoenix. He becomes a cop, but he's not like fitting. I'm like giving everybody the whole story. Anyway, it's a great fucking movie. Sandra Bullock's there. Okay, you get her. You get the whole cops that are there. You get the 3 seashells. That's how you wipe your ass in the future, in case you don't know. But and also you have in that future you have sex with these weird helmets. It's strange. It's a strange movie, but it's a great film. Okay, I recommend. And the guy who made it like never made another film again. I don't know if he's some genius that just was like, I've perfected film. I'm done. But Demolition Man. For sure, I need a Simon Phoenix, Wesley Snipes figure. I need them side by side. Okay, Simon says, make this line. Toy gods out there. So Demolition Man number 3. Number 2. Okay, this is this sounds like it's going to go against my no giant franchise rule that I kind of made in the beginning, but I feel like other than in the 80s, and I was too young to remember, this has not really gotten a dedicated line, this franchise right here. And I'm talking about the Indiana Jones franchise, okay? I know what people are saying. Indiana Jones is a huge franchise. It is, okay? But other than Indy, who have they made? Like there are so many characters throughout those movies. Okay, obviously you have Indy, but it's like you have like Marion, you have Belloc, he's like the villain in the first movie. You have all the fucking Nazis that you can make. You got the dude with looks like he had nunchucks and he turned into a hanger. The guy, was it Thought? I forgot what that dude's name is, with the black hat. He gets his face melted at the end. That's just the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You have Salah, Indy. You have that dude, okay? He's in the first movie. He's in the third movie. But then you have the other movies. You have the Temple of Doom. The Temple of Doom has Mola Ram. He's got the thuggy guards. He's got the little prince who turns into a shit. He's got Short Round. I know some people don't love Short Round, but like there's a bunch of stuff. Then, of course, the legend Sean Connery, okay? Henry Jones Sr., okay? You were named after the dog. I mean, Marcus gets lost in his own museum. There's so many figures that you can make that, like, I know maybe for kids. See, the problem is maybe because it's owned by, is it Disney that owns it? Maybe they're looking at it like these are not going to appeal to kids, but they'll appeal to us. You know, yeah, Marcus is just a guy in a suit, but I know a bunch of people who get Marcus, okay? I know a bunch of people who get Henry Jones Sr., and Salah and all those guys. You need those guys. I'd like the Ark. Have the Ark, the Sankara stones, the knight that's at the, you have chosen poorly. That guy. I just rattled off like 20 of them right there. Somebody needs to step up and give us some Indiana Jones franchise figures for the adult collectors. We've had so many indies. I got a Figma Indy, I got an Indy statue, I got a Mola Ram statue, but I'm talking about like, let's move forward. Let's all hold hands and make Indiana Jones happen as a franchise. And that is why Indiana Jones is my number 2. Did I mention that's number 2? That's where we're at. We're number 2. And number 1, okay, with a bullet, this is a strong number 1, and I realize there's like some rights thing that is going on with this fucking franchise, is the Mad Max franchise, okay? Mad Max movies, this director named George Miller in the 70s was like, I'm going to make a cop film, but I'm going to make it in the future, and I'm going to make it batshit crazy. And he did, and he made Mad Max, and then he made The Road Warrior, and then he made Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and then he put it to rest for a little bit and got real old. He's like 80 years old, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to school some young filmmakers, and I'm going to make the greatest fucking action movie that you've seen in the last 5 years. And he made Mad Max Fury Road, okay, which I saw that. I was like speechless at the end of that movie. I was like, how the fuck did this guy do this? Like, it's just like, it was like watching Cirque du Soleil on the road. But anyway, Mad Max has some of the most visual characters ever, like, it's just, you have just Mad Max, obviously, and then you have Toe Cutter and Humongous and Immortan Joe and Furiosa. I'm talking about across all the movies. The dog, the fucking kid, the We Don't Need Another Hero. I'll take what's her name? Tina Turner's villain in the 3rd movie, that cow car. There's so much stuff, but I think there's an issue with the rights, so I don't think George Miller likes to play nice with people that like action figures. Although they made Funko Pops. Some Funko Pops magically just gets rights to shit that they can't get rights to in other avenues. So obviously somebody's making plastic forms out of Mad Max, but I'm talking about a collection. And the cars. I didn't even mention the cars. You have all kinds of cars in them. And the whole movie is about cars. It's like a love letter to cars. So yes, you need the vehicles and you need all that shit. But yeah, Mad Max is where it's at. If you've not seen the Mad Max movies, go see them. Don't give me that bullshit excuse. They're before my time. You know what? Technically, they're before my time too. But I go back and watch great movies. That's how it works. Go watch movies that came before. It's a good idea. So the Mad Max franchise, that's number 1. And yeah, those are the, and I'm sure I'm missing many, and I'm sure people are going to chime in. Look, I was going to just make it a top 10. Then I was like, let me make it 12. But I do have a few honorable mentions, okay? How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 honorable mentions. Why didn't they make the list? I don't know, okay? But maybe they're a little too niche. The first one is not very niche, but I feel like they've already kind of made figures from this, so I kind of left it off. But the first honorable mention is Highlander, okay? The Highlander franchise. I know they have a Connor McLeod, and I think they even have a Duncan McLeod, but I don't think they made a Ramirez. Did they make a Kurgan? I don't remember like a real dedicated line, but I left it off because I was just kind of like thinking about it. And I really just liked the first movie and some parts of the 3rd movie, but there's a series too, so I was like, I don't know. I think though with this I'd be happy with Highlander figures, posable Highlander figures for the first movie, and I'll probably do a little bit of research and see, did they do a fucking Ramirez is Sean Connery's character, by the way. So you cannot die, Bendejo. He's really cool. His costume's really cool, but I don't remember how deep they went into that. So Highlander is on the list. Another movie that's on the list, I got 3 more of these, is Waterworld, okay? Waterworld came out in the 90s. Basically, it's Mad Max on water, on the sea. A lot of people trashed the movie. I thought the movie was really cool. It's got Kevin Costner in it, and Dennis Hopper plays the villain. Dennis Hopper is amazing. Dennis Hopper had a run of playing villains that was towards the end of his life that was really fun. He did the villain in Speed, And he was in some great movies like Blue Velvet and Easy Rider and Apocalypse Now. Dennis Hopper, amazing actor. But Waterworld is a fun movie because you just, again, it's just like that Mad Max kind of post-apocalyptic look they have at Universal. They have like a show, so you can see it for. So obviously there are fans of this movie. It's not something that just kind of like everybody was ashamed of and they just put it away. It's got some juice. There's some juice left in the old girl. But yeah, Waterworld. And then two more honorable mentions. Little Shop of Horrors is one. So Little Shop of Horrors is a musical. It's a horror musical, sci-fi horror musical comedy. It's like all these different things. Basically, guy gets a plant feeds on blood. Okay, plant starts talking, and it's a ton of fun music, but it's got some really fun characters, and they're very visual. And the plant was made by the Henson Company, and it's got a lot of. It's a fun movie. I think it would make a fun action figure line. You get the Seymour, you get the Audrey 2's the plant. You get what's the three girls that sing throughout the movie? I forget what they're called. And I forgot the name of the boss. And there's the dentist too. I'm talking about the movie, so it'd be like Steve Martin dentist, And then they made a bunch of plays from it as well. But Little Shop of Horrors is an action figure line that I would buy. I'd even get a little Bill Murray. Bill Murray has a cameo on that. You should watch that as well if you like musicals. And then finally, this is going to be so weird to some people, but I was fucking in love with this movie when I was a kid, okay? I loved the music. I loved everything about it. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if these figures would even sell, but me personally, this guy right here would love a Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves action figure line. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, if you don't know, it's an action adventure movie in the 90s. Kevin Costner was like, I'm going to play Robin Hood, and I'm not going to have a British accent. A lot of people trash him for it. I don't care. I mean, I saw it, and I was too young to realize that. I don't know. I don't even know if I discerned that Robin Hood was British. I was that much of a kid when I saw it. But although I wasn't that dumb, but it's just such a great fun movie. Morgan Freeman is his friend. He owes him a life debt. His character's fucking badass. There's like this blind dude. Alan Rickman plays the villain. He plays the Sheriff of Nottingham. Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber, and he is phenomenal. He's the best part of that movie. The Sheriff of Nottingham. He just chews up the scenery. He just eats it up. So I would love that. You have the band of merry men, and you have Marion, and you have Sean Connery. Sean Connery keeps popping up on my lists, man. He even has a cameo appearance. Spoiler alert at the end of the movie, but in the Friar Tuck, it's a fun movie. If anything, go watch that film. The music is great, and I was in love with this movie when I was a kid. And they also had a Nintendo game, and they also had some action figures too, as well. Like back then, they had some action figures, which made me think of like, could they? I know it's so niche, but is there a chance? Is it possible? I think I'd be good with like the five main characters. But that is it. Those are my honorable mentions. That's my top 12. Okay, and that's it. If you guys like these lists that just pop up at it's now 1:44 in the morning, I'll do more of these lists. If you don't, just tell me to shut my mouth. I won't do them again. But yeah, I want to do one for animated movies as well, and I do want to do one for horror as well. So I purposely omitted them if you're coming in late. But that is all I got. That is my list of movies that I want a dedicated toy line to. Make some toys from those movies, and I'll be happy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to see comments full of movies that you guys think should have like a toy line. Okay. let's start talking. We're just gonna talk. It's just movie talk. But let me know, and looking forward to reading them. Comment, please, subscribe, and don't forget to like this video, please. I rely on your like. Every time you like my video, and a fairy gets its wings. So that is all I got. See you guys next time. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Bye-bye.